Hello, my name is Alicia Zeman. I am the PBIS coordinator at the West Virginia Behavior Mental Health Technical Assistance Center. We are a collaboration between West Virginia's Autism Training Center at Marshall University and the West Virginia Department of Education's Office of Special Education and Student Support. Every day in my job, I get to work with the best educators and schools in the state. And because of this experience, I want to share a secret with you. What we as educators know is that students function best in a certain type of an environment. That environment is an environment that is nurturing, consistent, safe, and responsive. That seems like a lot, but I want to tell you that we can make all environments nurturing, safe, consistent, and responsive. We can do that by providing expectations for our students. When we do that, we know that our students and your children will have more consistency within their lives and behavior will change. Expectations are really important because they allow us to be on the same page about what we are expecting within our homes. Author and researcher Brené Brown says a quote that I love. She says, "Clear is kind, unclear is unkind." That's exactly what we're asking you to do. Let's be clearly communicating to our kids at our home what we're expecting of them, what are characteristics and values and behaviors that we want to see in our environment. We can't expect children to behave in certain ways if we haven't clearly set a foundation of what we need to see from them. When we set this foundation, we also have to make sure that we are taking time to model the expectations and giving them opportunities to practice. Let's talk more about what it looks like to set expectations in your home. Let's talk about how we begin to establish expectations in our homes. Typically, when we begin to talk about expectations to children, we break them into two categories. Those categories are big rules and little rules. Big rules are essentially the characteristics or values that we want our children to have. And the little rules are the direct behaviors that they are going to do to show us that they understand those characteristics and values. Any characteristic that you think of that would be important for your family could be appropriate for making expectations in your home. When we think about expectations in the schools, we typically think of things like responsibility or respectfulness or kindness or safety. Those may work for you, or maybe you have some ideas of your own. Remember, when we begin to make these big rules, we only want to have about 3 to 5 of them. We want them to be easy for our children to remember and easy for us to be able to teach. We also want to make sure that these expectations are stated positively. So maybe instead of saying, "Don't be mean," we will state that as, "Be kind." Family meetings can be the perfect opportunity to talk about what big rules you would like to have to guide your family. You can start the discussion with what are the favorite qualities of people that they love. If you have school-age children, you can ask them for what the expectations are in the school that they go to. Young children will need guidance to grab the right vocabulary, but they will know what actions have made them feel safe and supported before. In our family meeting, we chose the big rules of be safe, be responsible, and be excellent. Once you've decided on your big rules, you can begin to discuss what your little rules may be. These little rules will show you the actions that your family needs to take to show your shared values. You'll need to identify the areas or times of your day that you need little rules for. Often we can identify these times by the amount of drama we endure during them. Do you struggle with getting your child to bed? Are they always jumping up and down when you leave the room? Maybe you need little rules that will explain how to be safe, how to be responsible, or whatever big rules you have decided upon. Ideas like, I can be safe by laying in my bed, and I can have gentle hands at bedtime. Maybe they need guidance, direct guidance on how to be responsible. Responsible to mama means plugging in their iPad and brushing their teeth. Remember that these rules apply to everyone in the family, including you. Having big rules and little rules alone are not enough. They're going to need many opportunities to see them in action and to practice them as well. Inevitably, our kids are going to mess up. Nobody's perfect 100% of the time, and even if we have a strong foundation of expectations, sometimes emotions come into play and our children have issues with behavior. The Center on PBIS has 4 steps for how we can correct behavior that we do not want to see, that doesn't match our big rules and little rules. The first step is to quickly and calmly state the error. It might sound like this: "Hey buddy, that was not respectful." The second step is to repeat what the expectation is. "Hey man, I know you're really upset, but in this house, we show kindness with our words, and that's how we show respect." The third step is to provide them an opportunity to try again, because this is where the learning's at. "Hey, I know you're really upset with your brother, but I need you to try to find some gentle words to use with him to let him know." And the fourth step is to praise that chance that they took to show you that they're doing the best they can to meet our expectations. A couple other tips from the Center on PBIS is that we want to try to make sure that we're having more positive interactions than negative interactions. So more behavior-specific praise about the things that you want to see than corrections. And when we are talking about corrections, maybe reminders of what the expectations that we've worked so hard to build together as a family are. When we work together to set expectations up in our home or any environment that we're operating in, we're allowing everybody in that environment to have a chance of success. Remember, parenting is hard. Growing up is hard. Being a kid is hard. But the clearer we can be for our kids, the better off we are in our home environments. If you'd like more information on positive behavioral interventions and supports, please visit us at www.wvpbis.org. If you work in the school system and you'd like to request technical assistance, please visit us at www.marshall.edu/BMHTAC. From there, you will find more information about the work that we do and a tab that will lead you to a request for assistance. If you need more resources due to the coronavirus, please visit wvde.us/COVID-19. On this website, you will find lots of information about meal distributions, educational responses, and a resource tab that will allow you to know all the resources available to you in the state of West Virginia. Be safe, be well, and we can't wait to see you back in school.